So this is a strategy we use in class for correcting run-on sentences. This strategy works really well for students who are able to come up with great ideas and they can write long, but when they look back at what they've written, it seems disorganized and they have a hard time knowing when to add punctuation and when their writing becomes unclear. So the focus of this strategy is identifying the subject of your sentence and the predicate so that you can be intentional. So there's 4 steps to this strategy. First, students are asked to separate their sentences into complete thoughts. So I just say, go back and reread your paragraph, and we do really work a paragraph at a time. I wouldn't have them do like a whole page. Go back and reread your paragraph, and as you're reading, think, this is a complete sentence. This all belongs together, and separate it into complete thought sentences. Then we go back and look at each sentence that they think should be a sentence, and we find the subject and the predicate. After we do that, we assess to see, is there too much going on in that sentence? Are there things missing? Do we need conjunctions to hold multiple clauses together? And then the classic, did I start with a capital? Did I end with end punctuation? And then once we've corrected every sentence, then we use the backspace key to put it all back together like a paragraph. So let me show you what that might look like with this example paragraph. So first I would ask a student, great paragraph, I can see lots of cool ideas in there. Will you go back and reread it and separate using the enter key to separate each sentence onto its own line? We're trying to separate complete thoughts. The student might go back and say, okay, yesterday was my birthday and I invited my best friend and my 2 cousins to the trampoline park and it was awesome. Okay, that's like, I'll put that together. We jumped for 2 whole hours. Oh, that's like its own thing. Okay. Then my dad brought pizza. He got a cheese pizza because my best friend is vegetarian, and my mom brought homemade cupcakes with sprinkles. I had so much fun. Ooh, maybe I'll have the pizza thing be a sentence, and the cupcake thing be a sentence, and then I had so much fun. Okay, there's my sentences. Now for this one, I might even have them do double enter to make it really clear where my separate sentences are. So I'm going to go through and do that. Really want them to look at each sentence like a standalone. And then we'll go back to the top sentence. We just did step 1. Separate it into complete thoughts. Now they're going to have errors at this point, and that's totally fine because this is new. The goal is moving forward, this will get better and better. So there'll be less work needed until they don't have to do all the steps. But this is just for now. So they've separated it. Now we're going to find subject and predicate. So up here, yesterday was my birthday and I invited my best friend and my 2 cousins to the trampoline park and it was awesome. The first one might be challenging, but yesterday, that's the subject. That's what it's about. Yesterday was my birthday, and I invited my 2 best friends, they might catch my typo there, and my 2 cousins to the trampoline park, and it was awesome. They might want to say, I invited my best friends and my 2 cousins, and start to think my 2 cousins is another subject. Remind them, are my 2 cousins doing anything? Nope, I'm the one doing something because I'm inviting. This one might also be hard. It was awesome. My was is what it is doing. So once I do that, I step back and I go, whoa, there are 3 subjects in that sentence. A sentence needs at least 1, but I don't want a ton of subjects. So I need to go back and figure out if I need to separate them with end punctuation into separate sentences, or if I want to connect them using conjunctions. So yesterday was my birthday, and I invited my best friends and my 2 cousins to the trampoline park, and it was awesome. If it were me, I might say, I'm going to connect yesterday was my birthday, and I invited my 2 best friends and my 2 cousins to the trampoline park. I'm not going to combine those 2 ideas because I invited them because it was my birthday. So I need a conjunction. Yesterday was my birthday, and awesome, I already have a conjunction. I invited my best friends and my 2 cousins to the trampoline park. So that's a complete sentence. And it was awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the sentence. I need to assess and fix my sentence. Now I only have 2 subjects and 2 predicates, and they're combined with a conjunction, so I'm good. I need to make sure it starts with a capital Y for yesterday, and ends with end punctuation. Period, exclamation mark, question mark. I'm just going to use a period. That one is complete. Now I can look at my next sentence. And it was awesome. So my sentence there is just, it was awesome. I don't need a conjunction at the beginning because it's not holding anything together. So this has it, and my predicate is was awesome. I need to make sure it starts with a capital and ends with punctuation. I might do an exclamation mark. And it was awesome. There we go. All right, yesterday was my birthday, and I invited my best friends and my 2 cousins to the trampoline park. It was awesome. We jumped for 2 whole hours. So again, what's my subject? We. What did we do? We jumped for 2 whole hours. That one has one subject and one predicate. Now I have to go back, start with a capital, end with punctuation. Let's look at this next sentence. It's longer, so I'm going to pay extra attention. Then my dad brought pizza. He got a cheese pizza because my best friend is vegetarian. All right, then, oh, my dad is my subject. My dad brought pizza. Okay. He got a cheese. Ooh, look, my dad brought a pizza. He got a cheese pizza because my best friend is vegetarian. So my best friend is also doing something. My best friend is being vegetarian. This sentence has 3 subjects. That tells me I need to separate at least one of those off to its own sentence, and that I need to make sure I have conjunctions or more end punctuation. So, are there any parts in there that I would say I want to keep them together? They kind of connect there, like cause and effect, or first this happened, then that happened. For me, then my dad brought pizza could be its own sentence. He got a cheese pizza because my best friend is vegetarian. The reason he got a cheese pizza is because my best friend is vegetarian. I want to hold those 2 ideas together. So I don't want to separate those. I want to use a conjunction. My conjunction in this case is already there. It's because. He got a cheese pizza because my best friend is vegetarian. So I separated that into 2 sentences and I made sure there was a conjunction since this one has 2 subjects. So here I have, then my dad brought pizza. Start with a capital and with punctuation. He got a cheese pizza because my best friend is vegetarian. Start with a capital and with punctuation. And then so on. The kid would keep going with this last sentence. And my mom brought homemade chocolate cupcakes. They should figure out that the subject is my mom. What's my mom doing? She's bringing homemade chocolate cupcakes. I don't need a conjunction at the beginning. It's not holding anything together. But I do need to start with a capital and end with punctuation. So now we've done steps 2 and 3. They go through. In the beginning, they'll probably need a lot of support, and then they get more independence, and you can step away a little bit more. The last step is the funnest one. Put it back together. So to put it back together, all you have to do is go back to your last sentence, backspace, to where it connects, and then give it 1 space to separate. Same with the last one. Connect. Make sure you've got 1 space. Next sentence, go back to connect, 1 space. Go back to connect. Make sure it has a space. Make sure it has a space. Ooh, there was something that got moved down. Hang on a second. My mom brought homemade chocolate cupcakes with sprinkles. I had so much fun. If a student has something like this, the goal is to get them to realize this with sprinkles isn't talking about so much fun. It's actually part of cupcakes. So they probably want to connect that. And then this, they would do the work of saying, I is my subject. Had so much fun as my predicate, so I need to end that with a period and make sure I had a period at the end of the last sentence. Sorry, that got pushed off the screen. And it has a space. So then that's what a student will end up with. It all goes back together to be like a paragraph. The last step is you want to get rid of any of the color that you've added. So I'm going to click there, and you can just say, oh, they don't have that option on this one. So then I'm just going to come through And I'm going to erase my formatting. And I can just put it back to whatever. Oh, that didn't work at all. Sorry. Then the easiest strategy is to go through where you've got your highlighter and just say no color, and then go back and make all the text black. This strategy is really great to do on the computer because if it's handwritten, they end up having to rewrite their work over and over. But on the computer, it doesn't feel as daunting because you can color code and move stuff around and put it back together. So this is the subject and predicate strategy to help students who are struggling with run-on sentences and knowing where to put end punctuation. I hope this helps.